This video is intended for either kayak fishermen or people that are looking to buy gifts for kayak fishermen. In this video, I'm going to go through 9 items that any kayak fisherman, especially saltwater, would love to have under the tree. Let's dive right in with number 9, bump boards. If you're not aware of what they are, bump boards are boards that you have on board your kayak to measure a fish. Let's start off with the Kayak folding and floating fish stick. This is the one that I personally use. This one is awesome. It comes now with a tournament tag, so if you're participating in a tournament, it has a Ziploc enclosed tournament tag where you can put your name and the card showing you're in the tournament. And as you can see, it is folding, and it does extend from 12 inches when folded all the way out to 36, so you can measure some pretty big fish on this. Again, I want to stress, this thing is floating. So it's really important on a kayak that you either tether something to the kayak or it floats, otherwise you're going to lose it. I recommend this one. Next up is the very popular Hobie Hog Trough. It's very popular, especially for tournament fishermen. This one does not float like the previous one, and it does not expand, so it comes in one length, right? But it can measure fish from 8 to 30 inches, and as you can see in here, it has a very deep bucketed shape to it, which means that it's going to be tougher for the fish to slide out. A link for both of these is in the description below. If you're a fisherman that likes to keep fish, or you're buying a gift for a fisherman that likes to keep fish, a kayak fish cooler is imperative. You got to keep that catch fresh throughout the entire day. Let's start off with the first one, the most popular in my opinion, the reliable insulated bag. These reliable bags are extremely popular. They're made to mount to the front of the kayak. They have 3 little handles that you can use to attach it to the kayak so it doesn't come off. And as you can see, they can hold some really big fish, up to around 70 quarts. They're not waterproof, which is good because then you let some of that water leak out onto the deck of the kayak as the ice is melting. But man, they can hold everything, and they're really sturdy and they're really strong. I'd recommend taking a look at the reliable insulated fishing bag. Next up is the Buffalo Gear large portable waterproof kayak bag. This one's awesome. So this one is actually, it'll hold the water in. So it has a drain plug, it's fully washable. You can put the fish in there with the ice and it won't leak, which means you can transfer it directly into your vehicle without getting the fishy smell all over the place. It also has the same tie downs, and it's in the same price range, comes in 2 sizes. Buffalo Gear bag is awesome. Links for both of these in the description. If you have, or you're shopping for somebody who has a sit-on-top kayak, number 7, storage crates is something to look at. Storage crates go behind the seat, and they're very important for increasing the amount of storage that you have, and we're going to talk about the Flambeau Tough Crate first. Tough Crate is awesome. The Tough Crate comes with everything that you need. It's got a lid that locks shut on the top. It has a tray in there that locks shut at the top. It has 2 rod holders that it comes with. You can add many more if you'd like to add more. And man, it is just built to last. It is easy to use, easy to access from your seat, and it's one of the most popular pre-made crates on the market. The next crate to look at has the coolest name, the Yak Attack Black Pack. One of the most popular ones out there, and one big reason is look at the sides of it. It's a smooth black side, great for stickers. But beyond that, you can accessorize the heck out of this thing. It can hold up to 8 rod tubes. It comes with 3 originally, but you can add up to 8. It's self-draining. It has plenty of room in there for tackle, and man, it just looks cool. So again, the links for both of these crates are in the description. And number 6, an emergency VHF radio. This is incredibly important, especially if you're saltwater kayak fishing. We're going to start off with the Cobra MRHH350FL, which is an incredibly popular VHF for kayak fishermen, especially in salt water. This is a 6-watt, fully submersible VHF radio that has noise-canceling mic. It has a backlit LCD, which really helps in the nighttime. It also comes with a ton of accessories that are important to have. So not only does it have the battery, but it has 2 chargers, one for AC, one for DC, and on top of that, it floats. Coming up next is a Uniden MHS75. This is what I personally wear, and it pretty much has all the same functions and features that you have on the previous Cobra. The only difference is it really doesn't float. It's fully submersible, but it doesn't float, so you have to have it tethered to you. I can tell you that it works fine. I've fully submersed it. Links for both in the description. Number 5, paddle floats. If you don't know what these are essential for life-saving ability when you're in rough water and you capsize the kayak, and we're going to start off with the Area paddle float. Paddle floats are designed to be slipped over the end of a paddle, a kayak paddle in this case, attached there and then blown up through air tubes in order to provide sort of like a ladder to climb back into a kayak after a capsize. In this case, the Aria has 2 air chambers, displaces around 14 liters of air. You can see here how it attaches to the paddle, and it makes it easier to climb back into the kayak after you capsize. It's essentially a ladder, and it works awesome. Now, the Aria I just showed you is very similar to this one. It's the Wiseman Trading Paddle Float. I can personally vouch for this one. This is what I used when I capsized my kayak a mile offshore in 40-degree water last February. Worked perfectly, gave me the leverage I needed to get back in under 2 minutes in very rough weather. Links for the Aria and the Wiseman in the description below. Number 4 are landing nets for when you catch that nice fish and you just gotta get it in the kayak or in the boat. We're gonna start off with the Yak Attack leverage net. This is one that I wish I had. It is a net that has a very unique handle. If you look here, you can see it has a brace on it, so you get some really good leverage, and it makes it a lot easier for single-handed landing of fish. It has a rubber-coated net, and it does fold up and is compact enough to store on the back of the kayak. Has a large opening. It's a 20 by 21 inch hoop. It's a 48-inch long handle, so it really allows you to get out there, get big fish into it, gives you that extra leverage that you need. The next net is also innovative in design. It's the Frabill Bear Claw. This is a net that's similar to the leverage one that I just went over, but it's shorter. It's for smaller fish. It has a smaller hoop. The hoop on this is only going to measure 14 by 18, but you get the same leverage out of it that you do with the other net. It's in tighter. So for bigger fish, get the Yak Attack. Smaller, get the Bear Claw. Both in the description below. Number 3 is a kayak flag and light combination. This is something that everybody should have and most people won't buy for themselves. We're going to start off with the Yak Attack VisiCarbon Pro 360. This is a combination light pole and flag pole. It has a light at the top that has 360-degree visibility. It has a flag, it's 48 inches long. It's very strong, so it's not going to break. It's going to whip around a little bit, but it's also collapsible to 14 inches and can be stored inside of the flag. The included light will burn up to 100 hours on 3 batteries. So it's well worth the investment to stay visible to other boats and emergency responders. The other flag and light combo that I recommend is the one that I use, the Railblaza Visibility Kit 2 with the track mounts. And it's very similar to the last one. It's got all the same features. It's got the light, it's got the flag. It is collapsible, but it's not as collapsible as the VisiCarbon. You have to actually take it apart, but it does come with track mounts, which are great for using for any other Railblaza products, like the boom mount that I have for my camera. I would highly recommend it. It's waterproof, submersible up to 1 meter. Links to both in the description below. Number 2 is what I think everybody should have if they're a saltwater kayak fisherman, and that's a drift sock. In this case, I'm going to go through the one that I personally use on my kayak. It's a Moosey 24-inch orange drift sock. A drift sock is essentially a water parachute, and it acts as a sea anchor, so it slows down your drift. And that's important for a lot of people in salt water because it doesn't affix you to the bottom like a regular traditional anchor, which can get dangerous and a little bit dicey in heavy currents. So you put this out, it's a parachute, it catches the current, it slows you down, and it's very important when you're bottom fishing in a wind versus tide situation where the wind's pushing you one way, the tide's pulling you another. And it's also important if you're going to want to drift along points or banks and cast at them for fish. It slows down your drift, so you're in the target area longer. Link is in the description below. It comes in various sizes that you can attune to the specific kayak that you're using. And that brings us to number 1, the most important thing that you can have, the PFD or the life jacket. In this case, we're going to start off with the most popular one out there, the NRS Chinook, and an alternate, the Chinook OS. The Chinook is known for comfort, and that is the most important thing with a kayaking life jacket. You want a high back that is really comfortable. You want a lot of storage, which this has with 2 big pockets. You can look on the screen right now and see all the features that it has. You can put a knife, you can have a rod holder. And if you're going to go offshore, look at this one, the OS, the offshore. It has different storage options for radios and extra equipment that you need when heading out. So different storage options, same incredible comfort as the original Chinook, great for offshore fishermen. That brings us to the Stolquist Fisherman PFD. And this is the one that I personally wear every day that I hit the water. I've used it, it's worked really well. I've capsized in heavy seas. It's kept me safe. It's got 2 large pockets in the front, and it's got that very comfortable high back that the Chinook has. Highly recommend it for anyone that needs a new life jacket. Links for both are in the description below. So there you have it. There's 9 different items with multiple products for most of them that any kayak fisherman would love to have under the tree this holiday season. So thanks for watching. Check out the links below in the description and have a great holiday.